We are anonymous. It has come to our attention that Anonymous is a potential threat to security, and that our government seeks retaliation against us. It is true that Anonymous has committed what you would call cyber attacks in protest against several military contractors, companies, lawmakers, and governments, and has continuously sought to fight against threats to our freedoms on the internet. And since you consider state control of the internet to be in the best interest of the various nations of your military alliance, you therefore consider us a potential threat to international security. So we would like to make it clear that we, in reality, pose no threat to the people of your nations. Anonymous is not a reckless swarm attacking the websites of governments and companies, out of hatred or spite. We fight for freedom. For ourselves, and the people of the world, we seek to preserve the liberty granted to the millions of people who have found it on the internet. You use unlawful tactics and lies to justify that we are a threat, and develop a new type of Windows rootkit to spy upon individuals, and develop software that could make an army of fake social media profiles to manipulate and sway public opinion on controversial issues. That this company which tries to protect the US government from hackers was partaking in such illegal activity against ordinary, uninvolved citizens, whether it be for the aid of security, or not, is completely disgraceful, and utterly unacceptable. We care not whether the actions we have taken in this struggle have complied with laws of the United States, or any other country. What you scum fail to understand is that we live in cyberspace. The only laws that apply are the laws set forth by our individual consciences. We break your nation's laws when we recognize those laws to stand between the people and their freedom. Anonymous is not simply a group of super hackers. Anonymous is the embodiment of freedom on the web. We exist as a result of the internet and humanity itself. This frightens you. It only seems natural that it would, because you are cowards. Governments, corporations, and militaries know how to control individuals. It frustrates you that you do not control us. We have moved to a world where our freedom is in our own hands. We owe you nothing, absolutely nothing for it. We stand for freedom for every person around the world. You stand in our way. We hope you come to see that your feeble attempts to censor and control our existence are futile. But if this is not the case, if you continue to object to our freedoms, we shall not relent. We do not fear your tyranny. You cannot win a battle against an entity you do not understand. You can take down our networks, arrest every single one of us that you can backtrace, read every bit of data ever shared from computer to computer for the rest of this age, and you will still lose. So come at us. You can retaliate against us in any manner you choose. Lock down the web. Throw us in prison. Take it all away from us. Anonymous will live on. Surprised by the global disobedience? Let us explain to you your delicate situation. Tens of thousands of years ago, human beings began to evolve. Since then, our species has walked a dark and bloody road, which isolated people condemned to live in fear caused by ignorance. Knowledge, ethics, and technological development have always been conditioned by the elite and their wars, which, as in the Orwellian metaphor, have done nothing more than perpetuate vertical and obscurantist social schemes. We have arrived to the 21st century of our era after 2 world wars, endorsing the possibility of nuclear conflict with assured mutual destruction. Their so-called economists and intellectuals, having announced that it was the end of the story, it seemed more than ever that looking for a fairer order was meaningless. Thinking that they had slowed our rational development enough, they let us carry on with a progress model, whose sole objective was never more than to make them even richer and more powerful. However, they did not consider that the real human spirit refuses to bow always. While they believed they were overcoming us by using economic shocks, our species has evolved in a new manner. Using only the powers of culture and freedom, We have reused those technological resources that were born of our genius, and that were only provided to us with consumerist intentions. So we have updated, improved, and immunized our force operations and effectiveness. We absorbed their own tactics, techniques, and power of persuasion to form our own means, dreams, and challenges. Today, the revolution is spreading around the planet as a challenge to their oppression, and they shamelessly try to shut down our freedom of expression. Finally, information has reached critical mass, exploding in a melting pot of voices, whose new wishes and needs can't be covered by their old paradigm. Now, physically and digitally interconnected, we form a huge collective consciousness. Maybe their corporate media silences what is happening, but they cannot fool us anymore. They can temporarily stop some points, but the process will continue unstoppable and ever-changing. Now it doesn't matter which measures they take for trying to counteract us. The more violence, censorship, and obstacles they put in our way, the more they expose their weakness. From every place on the earth, with different ideas, and from different conditions, women and men have always existed, and always will exist, who oppose the pretense of undemocratic and unjust governments. After millenniums of suffering, our species has stood up, and nothing will ever be the same. Their totalitarian game is ending. But friends, the story hasn't ended. This is where it begins. We'll take the streets and occupy. Change is happening. The people should never fear the government. The government should fear the people. We are the people. We are the only system. I am sending this message in hope that someone will hear it and start acting. Anonymous brothers. It is time for action. It is time for all of us to unite. Black, white, male, female. It is time for us to make this world a better place. We can all see the evil being done by very sick people. People who want control in this world. People who cannot stand us united, so they divided us by wars. By racism, hate. Hate between religions. It has come to my attention, and I will do anything that is needed to stop this ongoing madness. Your duty is to make resistance at your country. It is very important that we all do, because one cannot change everything. A voice can make the difference. A million can change the world. If we do not act immediately, our enemies will have an advantage. We have sacrificed a lot. We have fought for so long. It is time to make that final battle, and win this war for all times. Wake up. Wake up from this deep sleep that we've all been put in. It is time to take all that knowledge from before, the knowledge of our enemies, and use it against them. If we are to win this war, we have to act together. I myself will resist the next November the 5th. And I call all of Anonymous to join me in this act. Our cause will never be forgotten. Even if we fail, there will always be someone who will continue our work. But then again, failure is not an option. If we are to win, we must act in goodness. We must crush media liars. We must show the world the truth. We must reveal the men behind the curtain. The men that embedded evil in this world. We have fought for so long, and so hard that we have to. Even if it costs us our lives. The cause of the future generations. Our kids. Our family. Start asking yourself what you eat, what you drink, and what you breathe. Because no one will fight for you. We all must fight for ourselves. United. Stop spreading the hate and start showing love towards everyone. If you want to change something in the world, be the change. Join me in this act. Stop making the change and be the change. Future is now. Resistance is here. Join us. We are all the 99%. We are all anonymous. We are all legion. We will never forget. We will not forgive. Expect us.